building session. Okay. All right. So back to here, we've got a 30 by 40 square foot rectangle. I put a vertical line on there. Now, if you want to follow along and build as I build, perfectly fine. If you feel inspired and you are going on your own, you can do it as well. Or maybe it's a little bit of both. Yep, you could make bigger than average doors if you want to. You could make normal size doors. You could make, is it what you're asking or?
Yeah,
okay.
It wouldn't matter like what size we made it.
No, I mean, it's up to you. I'm going to be somewhat realistic with my depiction of my house. But if you want to make a giant house or a tiny elf house, or I don't know, it's totally up to you.
So you're saying it doesn't have to be like proportional, like if
Yeah,
you did.
I mean, your doors are yours. You are making the house. As long as it is a house, I can see rooms, I can see walls, and it is multiple levels. That's all that matters. Yes, I will show you to make stairs when we get there. All right, so I've got a vertical line up here, and then I went and grabbed the rectangle. And then I'm going to click on this endpoint right there. And then I'm going to drag to the corner, and then boom, I have a wall. Yay. Okay, and I'm just doing this just because I want to see inside of this, and it's just a little bit, I don't know, just makes a little more sense to me sometimes. Now I have a box. Yay. Am I done? No, I'm not. Okay. I need to click on this and delete the top so that I can see inside of my box. Okay. And then I need to decide what the layout is going to be. Now, starting with the basement is kind of tricky because sometimes it's nice to know where the stairs come down at based off of your layout of your first floor. But you know what? We're having fun with it. So let's just try it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my stairs right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a rectangle. I want to go in the middle. So I'm going to find the midpoint. I'm just going to put a little line right there. And then I'm going to go evenly across. So stairs are generally about 3 feet. So what I'm going to do is I made a little line to represent the center. This is the center of my back wall of my house. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to go 1.5 feet over. Now, you can't see what I just did because it's on top of this other line. But if I go right here, I found the end point. And if I go the other way, and then I go 3 feet, that will give me an end point somewhere right there of my stairs. So then what I'm going to do is go right about there. And then I'm going to go back to my end point over here. And then you can see it has this nice little like detail there that shows, hey, look, these are in line together. Neat. Okay. Then I'm going to click, and then I'm going to click again, and I've got a rectangle. Okay. This is where I'm going to put my stairs. Right there. In the middle. Why not make it a little challenging? It'll be fun. Okay, now a general set of stairs, you can kind of change it a little bit on how it's going to work, but we're also going to need to make sure that we reach the level of our wall. So it might be that I might need to go further out, but we're going to test this and see where I'm at for my stair elevation. Generally, a set of stairs is somewhere around like 8 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 8 inches back. So 8 inches, and that gives me an endpoint line right there. And then I'm just going to go across. Okay. And now I have my first step. Yay. And then I'm going to go up 8 inches. And there we go. Now I've already got one step. Did everyone see that? Do I need to go back? Rewind. Rectangle, right? Okay, rectangle. Do we all see the rectangle? Okay.
I just finished a stair.
All right. So I found the midpoint of my back wall. So what I did was, no, definitely not. I'm just saying how I'm doing it because I decided I'm going to make it challenging and putting it in the middle. So I found scrolling over here. Look, there's the midpoint. Super. And I'm just going to put a line. And then what I'm going to do is I decided I want to put stairs that are 3 feet wide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go this way, 1.5 feet. Okay. And that'll give me this endpoint. And then what I'm going to do is go over 3 feet. And that will give me another endpoint. And then I can decide how deep I'm going to put that rectangle. Okay. And then if I'm really careful and move it just right, you can see, look, I've got a horizontal line going over. It's saying it's connecting with that point because of that nice little dotted line. And I've got a rectangle.
So like when you want the number, you just like click on it and you can say 3, then like do this weird dot.
Yep. If you were drawing a line on top of a line, let's say like right here, and say I want to go over, I'm going to put a room right here, right? And I want it to go over, I don't know, I want at least a 12-foot room, right? I have 2 options about this. Sometimes I just prefer to do it with actual lines. If I'm hovering over a line that already exists and I type in 12 feet, boom, and type it in, then what I do is I kind of hover over here and figure out, and then look, hey, it says 12 feet. That's where that is, and I can build from there. You can also do that another way. If I go down here and grab the tape measure, click on this point, and then I type in 12 feet. And then look, there's a nice little marker there. It says that's 12 feet from guide point. And then I'm going to put my room right there. And then I'm going to go over and look, hey, there's a room. Okay. So back to, oh, sorry, Addison.
So I'm kind of doing the same thing. Like,
Okay.
The staircase in the middle, but I have like a bigger room, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I figure out? I know where the midpoint is right now, but like the length of it and the length of it is what I'm trying to figure out. Like how you have the rectangle, I'm just trying to figure out how to do that.
Okay, so I have a rectangle, right? Are you talking about this little rectangle
Yeah.
or the big rectangle?
The little.
Okay, are you trying to figure out what specifically, you said you know where the midpoint is
Yeah.
of this side, right?
Yeah.
And I just put a line there. And then what about, are you saying like you want to know like how far deep you want to go? Or
Yeah, like how far?
oh, I just guessed. I don't know. Because what we're going to find out is that the stairs are going to come down a certain amount. And what if I was really being smart about this, I would just build them in reverse. Let's do that instead. I'm going to back up. All right, midpoint. Andrea, what's your question?
So, like, if you
Cancel.
have, like, the main, like, the entryway of the house.
Yep.
How do you make stairs going down? Or is that what you
Yeah, that's what we're doing now. What I would do, let's just zoom way out. Okay. You can have, okay, so like, let's say this is the first floor, right? Depending on how your house is built, honestly, like my basement stairs aren't even seen on my first floor because to me, I'm like, they're inside of this door and they're there, you know. I would just designate, make sure that you're aware of like where your stairs are going to be. Like have a spot and be like, this is going to lead to the stairs. You don't necessarily have to have stairs that like are depicted going down unless you really want to, right? Does that make sense? Because first floor is the first floor and you don't have to show the basement stairs. I would just say you want to depict the stairs in your basement. But if you want to, I can show you how to do that, but it will take just a minute. All right, so I'm going to get back to here. Okay, now I'm going to change things up. What we're going to do is I'm going to put stairs in because there's a flaw with my original plan. Sometimes when you build out, you don't know how far those stairs need to come out into the room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the midpoint on the wall instead of the floor. Okay. And then I'm going to do all those same things that I did before. I'm going to take, this time I'm going to take my ruler. I'm going to go 1.5 feet over. Okay.
So measure from your middle.
That middle, because that's just telling me, because like I'm going to put 3-foot stairs in. So I'm just finding half that measurement. And then I'm going to just do it again, just for consistency reasons. 1.5. And then you can see that I have kind of like a really tall T right here. Okay, and then I've got that point. So then I'm going to go down 8 inches because I just happen to know that stairs are roughly 8 inches, I think. And then I'm going to go from this other point down 8 inches and then across to right there. And now I have my first step. Okay. Now this is going to be the landing of my stairs. So that means I'm going to take my push pull tool and I'm going to go 4 feet. Make a, oh wait, I should go 3 to make a nice square. 3 feet square. Okay.
I'm so confused how you did that though. Well, not that, but like the margin part.
So what I did was I found that center, right?
Yeah.
And then I went, how wide do you want to make your stairs? It's up to you. I went 3 feet. So then 5 feet. So then I would go 2.5 one way from the midpoint and using the ruler or the line tool, and then go 2.5 feet the other way from the midpoint. And then you have 2 lines that show you how wide that is. And then you go down however many inches you want your stair height, and then you make a rectangle. Right.
No.
So here I am at my nice stair landing. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go off of this line right here. Make sure that I am on my blue axis, because although like it might look like it's the right line, I'm just going to show you guys for funsies. Just I'll take a moment. Stop, please pause. Okay. Everyone's eyes. I can see everyone's eyes. Almost there. So close. Everyone's eyes are almost here. Everyone, there we go. Callista. Caden. I know. Okay, sorry. That's a little tricky. You guys are looking at the screen and then kind of not the screen. Anyway, check this out. I'm on the red axis, right? And it's like, hey, that's a straight line down from that point that I want to do, right? You have to trust the axis lines, right? I know that blue is up and down, red is not, but we're going to try it anyway, right? From this point right here, it looks like a straight up and down line. Hey, this is the line I want. I'm going to click. What if we rotate and check that line out? Oh, that is not a straight line. Okay. So lines can be tricky in 3D view. So sometimes it's about changing your perspective and moving around. Sometimes it's about trusting the color of the axis. So it's blue. Blue is up and down. Now I can type in 8 inches. Make sure you're paying attention to the feet, inches.
If blue's up and down and red is like across.
Yep.
What is green?
Green's the other way.
Green is, there's 3 points. So it's like, there. Does that make sense?
Are we doing the same 8 inches there?
It's totally up to you. You could have, why does it keep doing that? You could have foot tall stairs if you want. I just did 8 because I was there, but all right. So now I have this little flap thing hanging down from my stairs. You can see, yay, wow, that looks neat. Now I'm going to go out. Stairs generally are the same depth as they are high. So then I'm going to grab the push pull tool. I pulled it out a little bit and I'm going to go 8 inches and boom. Then I have my second step. Wow. Yeah. All right. So I could keep doing that same process. Make a little flap, go down, push, pull it out, 8 inches, blah, blah, blah. Keep on and on and on and on and on.
Can you just like paste it, copy it?
Yes. So if I grab my pointer tool, I want to make sure I line up properly, okay? Because if I'm not lined up properly, it will be harder to select properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up straight with this bottom line. Now, remember the key to selecting. If I select and then move to the right, I have to completely encapsulate an object for it to be selected. If I select and move to the left, anything that the line touches is selected. So I only want to select that stair. So I'm going to select and move to the right. So if I select and move to the right, that means, oh, look, hey, I only selected that one step. So then what I can do is hit Control C, and then hit Control V, and I have another block. Now, this block is kind of floating in a weird way, and I don't want it there exactly. So I'm going to set it down. I'm going to grab the Move tool, make sure I'm selected, and then I'm going to go to the end point right there, and then I'm going to somehow try to move it to get on that end point. Sometimes it's just about positioning. What's a really cool feature about SketchUp is if you're not in the right position to accurately move your object or draw your object or something, you can select the orbit tool or the pan tool or whatever while you're doing something. You can see I have that selected, and then I select this, and now I'm moving around, and I can then go back to it, and I still will be selected. Man, this is being difficult. Let's try again. There we go. And selected. And look, 0 effort on my part. And look, a little bit. But what I could do is I could then just keep hitting Control V, Control V, Control V, and keep selecting and making more. And sometimes SketchUp is really cool because it's smart. And then if I hit Control V again, this time I'm selected on the corner. It automatically selected in the preferred point that I need. And then I can use no effort. Now, if I had a lot of stairs to make, I might want to then stop what I'm doing, line myself up, and then select a bunch of them at once. Why do you keep trying to leave, SketchUp? Don't do that. Copy, paste. And look, now I have lots of stairs. And now I'm going to set them to the side, grab the endpoint, and okay, we're going to go through this again. Move to the side. Come on, where are you? Grab again. Ah! All right, more tomorrow.